Hello traders, it's your one and only Forex coach Oyoye. I welcome you once again to this channel, Engulfing MorningStar Fx channel, when we give you wonderful and helpful content to win big in the Forex market, volatility market and the rest. So here I am again with a powerful strategy, a wonderful strategy for you to win big in the boom and crash market. It's just a strategy for you to scalp. It's a very wonderful strategy, but you can also trade the trend with it depending on the trend of the market. So if you want to catch spike with it, you can also catch spike with it. If you want to trade the candles, the maximum of candles you can take with this strategy is 5, so as to be safe most of the time, at least 98% assurance that you'll be safe if you don't go beyond 5 candles. But most especially, I would advise you do 3 candles. Once your rules are met in the market, just take 2 to 3 candles and leave the market. That's my advice, because there are so many traders out there trading with small accounts. So for the sake of those trading with small accounts, I would just advise you not to go beyond 2 to 3 candles. Don't go beyond 2 to 3 candles, maximum of 3 candles. Don't go beyond that, so that you don't end up blowing your account. So this is the rule. If you want to trade 2 to 3 candles with this, the rules for this strategy says you make sure that your moving average and the MACD signal indicator crosses above the MACD oscillator, and both indicators should be facing downwards above the oscillators. Both of them should be facing downwards, and that's the second rule. Both of them should be facing downwards. The third rule says that your Bollinger Band, this is the Bollinger Band, this line, which is the third Bollinger Band above, this is the resistance of the Bollinger Band. You make sure that the 3 of them are above the Bollinger Band, and they should be facing downwards. So at that early stage, don't forget, at the early stage, that is when you catch 2 to 3 candles. That is when you go into the market and trade 2 to 3 candles. Once you do that, even if there is a spike that comes, it will still end up giving you your profit, your 3 candles, the third candles before you leave the market. Even there is much, even if it's on the uptrend, I'm telling you the fact, even if it's on trend, as long as these rules are met and you enter early enough, make sure that you enter early enough. Once you enter early enough, even if a spike catches you there, don't worry, stay put. It will still end up giving you your profit, your third candle, and leave the market. Once you make your third candle, leave the market. So wait for another setup. So that's that. You can see this is another setup here. You can see both indicators are crossing above. They've already crossed and facing downwards above the Bollinger Band. So, and they are all facing downwards. So you can see they are all above the Bollinger Band. The rule says the indicators, the 2 indicators, your moving average and the signal for your MACD, should be crossing above the MACD oscillator, and the 3 of them should be above the Bollinger Band. And once they are above the Bollinger Band, the resistance of the Bollinger Band, once they are above it and they are facing downwards, you enter. This already meets up with our rules. So what do you do now? Go into the market and catch 2 to 3 candles. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, like I said earlier on, sometimes you can even make up to 5, but it depends on your equity. So, but for the sake of those with small accounts, I will advise not to do more than 3 candles. 1, 2, 3, and you're out. You will get this setup in the market for as much as possible in a day in the market. You will get this setup as much as possible in the market in a day. That one is certain. You can see once you're done with that, you can leave the market. You get more than enough of this setup in the market in a day, I can assure you that. So once you use a good lot size and you're not too greedy, you surely make your money in a whole day. Don't be too greedy. With time, you build up your account. Within a week, you can definitely double your account with this strategy, I can assure you that. If you use a good lot size and you're not greedy, in a week, depending on the lots, the equity you have, you can double your account with this strategy. I can tell you boldly, it is something I have done. We don't just give you strategies on this platform if it doesn't work. It is something that works. This is a strategy that works perfectly well. It's a strategy that works well. Yes, I am not saying that spike can't catch you in the market. Yes, it can, but even if it catches you, as long as you obey the rules of the strategy, it will end up giving you a profit. I can assure you that it will end up giving you your profit. But if the market is on the uptrend, if it's on the uptrend, especially in boom, if it's on the uptrend, then it may be too risky for you. If a spike should catch you in the market, better you leave the market at that point in time. It's better you leave the market at that point in time with their first spike. If you see that, okay, this is actually on the uptrend and there will be much more spikes coming in, so it's better you leave the market immediately a spike meets you there. So don't worry if you lose with that. Sometimes it happens in the market. Sometimes we get to lose. You can't just possibly win all trades. It's not possible. You get to lose some trades and you win some. So the most important thing is that let your profits be more than your losses. That's what makes you a good trader. That's what makes you a profitable trader. So that's that. That being said, let's back test a little more. You can see this is another setup. This is another setup. You can see they are both the three of them are actually above your Bollinger Band and they're crossing downwards. So you can take 2 to 3 candles and leave. Even here also, so you can see, like I said earlier on, you can see this is it exactly. This is a very perfect explanation for you. You can see this, it crosses, it was facing downwards, they were facing downward, both of them were facing downwards, and they are above the Bollinger Band, yet some spike came in. You can see after okay, let's see, after your entry, you can see you only have just one candle, and the spike came in and it kept on coming in. You can see, but at the long run it still came downwards. That's what I told you. As long as you meet up with the targets, with the rules, you obey the rule. If you have good equity, don't worry, don't be afraid. It will end up giving you your profit. I can assure you that. You can see this. It came down. It eventually came downward, and still give you your profits. This is where you entered. If you had entered here, this is where you entered. You can see. You see this right here now. So it returned back to your candle, to your entry point. So you can see you count from there 1, 2, 3. You have your profit and you leave the market. You have your profit and you leave the market. So what I'm saying in essence is that as long as you obey the rules, there are chances for you to win big. Chances, 98% chances of you winning big. Yes, you may lose sometimes, but your losses will be far lower than your profit. That is assured. So now if you want to catch spike with it, this is the rule. The same rule, you obey the same rule, but vice versa, the other way around. What I mean by that is that you make sure that the resistance of your Bollinger Band should be your target, and the point here is that the moving average, just like just like the rules for the candle trading, scalping, just like the rules for the candle scalping, the rules also applies here. The moving average and the signal, the magnetic signal indicator, they must be facing upward, must cross below. They must cross below your Bollinger Band, below the support of your Bollinger Band. They must cross and be facing upward for you to enter the market. So they must be facing upward for you to enter the market. You can see if you had entered somewhere around here, this is where it actually crossed. If you watch this video well, as you can see, these indicators they were just so close but didn't cross. They didn't cross until they got here, until they got to this place. That's when they actually crossed. You can see that's when this yellow came below. It's somewhere around here. The yellow actually came below somewhere around here. So this is where it actually entered. This is where they actually crossed. So that's where you enter your market, the market. When you enter the market for a scalp, for a spike catching, you can see after 2-3 candles, a spike is likely to come in. So after 2 to 3 candles, a spike will come in. Let's backtest a little more. For spike catching. This didn't really meet up with your targets. Yes, I would advise that you make sure that it is so obvious that the 3 indicators are very out. They are very obvious below. They are obviously below. You make sure that the 3 indicators are obviously below the Bollinger Band. They must be obviously below the Bollinger Band. And once they cross, you enter the market for a spike. Once there is a crossing, you enter the market for a spike. You can see after 1 candle, immediately you enter there. If you had entered there immediately, a spike came in. Just after a candle, a spike came in. As long as both of them are below the Bollinger Band and they are facing upward, you enter for a spike. This is another set. Okay, this didn't meet up with our rules. This also didn't meet up with our rules. You can see they are actually on it but didn't really touch it and didn't really come out of it. So if you had entered there, that may make you end up in loss. You may have ended up in losses. The same thing applied here. You need to be patient. That's why you need to be patient. You make sure that it enters obviously below the Bollinger Band. It should be showing below the Bollinger Band. So let's backtest more. Let's backtest. Yes, this actually meets up with our target. It meets up with our rule. This is your Bollinger Band here, above here. So this is your Bollinger Band here, and this is your MACD indicator and your moving average. MACD indicator and your moving average, both the signal and the oscillator of your MACD and the moving average, they actually crossed somewhere around here. This is where they crossed. This is where they actually crossed. This is where your moving average, your signal, MACD signal came below the moving average. That's where they actually crossed. So if you had entered here, you see, after 3 candles, a spike came in. You still have about 2 spikes actually. So let's go to crash market and see how well you can also catch some spike with this strategy. Here, so the previous boom that I used earlier on is boom 500. So this is crash 1000, and I need to make emphasis on this, that this strategy actually works perfectly, works more with boom 1000 and crash 1000. You get a very good result with this on boom 1000 and crash 1000. So, and to be honest with you, it is very volatile as well. The risk on it is very high as well, despite the fact that it actually works so much and very well. It works so well with it. Despite that fact, the risk is also very high. So, but nevertheless, as long as you fulfill the rules of the market, of the strategy, as long as you obey the rules of the strategy, you will surely make it big. As you can see, if you are trading, scalping the candles, you can see here, you can take 2 to 3 candles, even 5, up to 5. On boom 1000, you can do at least 5 candles, as long as they are below the Bollinger Band. As long as they crosses below the Bollinger Band, you can take some candles, 3 to 5 candles with this. You can take 3 to 5 candles with this on boom 1000. On boom 500, don't do more than 3 candles, or crash 500, don't do more than 3 candles. But on boom 1000 and crash 1000, you can do up to 5 at least. With that, you'll be on a very safe side. You'll be on a very safe side. And make sure that the trend is also on the uptrend when you're using this strategy to scalp some candles. So with that, you have a very high chances of making good profits. You have a very good profit with that. You can see we can see our setups there. A lot of them. You can see 1 2 3 4 5. You're out. I've seen some setups behind earlier on also. You can see, you see this. If you had entered here, they are both below the Bollinger Band. The 3 rules are met. What did the rule say? The first rule says your moving average and your MACD signal indicator should be below your MACD oscillator, and they should. The second rule says that the MACD oscillator, both the MACD oscillator and the signal, both the MACD oscillator and its signal, and the moving average should be below the Bollinger Band. And the third rule says the MACD signal and the moving average should be crossing below the Bollinger Band, facing upward. So when those rules are met, just go into the market and scalp 2, 3 to 5 candles on boom 1000 and crash 1000. This is it. This is where they actually crossed. If you had entered somewhere here now, you can see 1 2 3 4 and 5, and you're out of the market safely. If you are not greedy, trust me, you will make good money with this strategy. You will make good money, cool cash. If you're not greedy, you will surely make cool cash. Just make sure that your rules are met. That's the most important thing. Make sure that your rules are met. This is crash 1000. So traders, what else are you waiting for? You have no excuse not to make money this year. Trust me, you have no excuse not to make money from the forex market this year. If you're not greedy, if you're not too greedy, and don't trade with fear. That's my advice for you. Don't trade with fear. If you're not greedy, you will surely make cool cash in the market. So traders, if this is your very first time, once again, kindly hit the subscription button. If you like this video, if this video is very helpful to you, please kindly hit the like button so that YouTube can also recommend it to others to benefit from it. And drop your comment below this video if you actually understand this. Please drop it below that yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Please drop your comment. Let me know that you actually understand. I want to know if our content are actually helpful to people. We want to know that. So please drop it. Drop your comment below and let me know that yes, you understand. If you don't, drop your question. We'll surely attend to it. Be rest assured, we'll attend to your questions to support you, to make sure that you actually understand perfectly well. Our mission on this channel is to help more youths, to help a lot of people to be financially free. That is our mission on this channel. So, and that is exactly what we're doing. That's why we keep coming with different strategies. The most important thing is that once you find a strategy helpful to you, once you find a particular strategy you like and you're used to, practice it well, stick to it. You don't have to be changing strategies. The essence of us giving you a series of strategies is for you to find a particular one that can suit you, that can suit your trading system. So once you find one that suits your trading system, just stick to it and make sure you practice it well and start making money with it. You don't have to be jumping from one strategy to the other. That's the blunt truth. So that's why we are trying to come up with different strategies that will surely help you. At least, no matter what, you will still find one or two that will help you in your trading career. So traders, kindly hit the subscription button like I said earlier on, and if you find this video helpful to you, kindly hit the like button also. Join us on our Telegram channel where we share more content, where we share free signals on daily basis. Join us and be part of us. Below this video I'll be dropping the link for a book that I wrote in case you want to have more knowledge about forex trading, the secrets to becoming a successful forex trader. That's the title of the book. So kindly go for that book. It will surely help you. If you can go for the book, it will surely help you. I can tell you boldly that it will help you. There are a lot of information embedded in that book. Follow us on Telegram and Twitter channel handles. Follow us there. There are channels where we post signals, strategies, and trading analysis, we post them there. So you surely enjoy and benefit a lot there. That's that. Catch you some other time, traders. Keep winning, keep trading like the professional trader and the market maker. Cheers.